Welcome back. You might already know how it is, but it's pretty tough right now.
Tough for some, not for all. City looking pretty good. United, on the other hand, not so hot. Big week of Premier League action. A lot to talk about. Starting from the beginning, as we always do, Friday. Big game, sort of. West Ham 2-1 over Luton.
Another Luton start of the week. Ugh. I mean, it's kind of becoming...
Another L for them.
Rough scales.
Brighton 3-1 over Newcastle. Newcastle, what's going on? City 5-1 over Fulham, as we expect always. Nottingham Forest 1-0 over Chelsea.
Not as all we expect.
Nottingham. Okay. Spurs 5-2 over Burnley. Pretty expected. Especially with this Postecoglou ball in action. 2-2 Brentford Bournemouth. Another draw there. Another draw 2-2 Sheffield Everton on Saturday. Moving on to Sunday though, the big game, which we will get into a lot more later. United Arsenal 3-1. Ooh. Liverpool Aston Villa 3-0. Ooh. Crystal Palace Wolves 3-2. Ooh. Yes, as I said, good for some. I'm that some. 5-1 over Fulham. Manchester City, little pop up here. Yes, sir. Haaland, hat trick. A lot of hat tricks in the Prem this week.
We'll get into that a little bit more in other teams, but honestly, Haaland, once again, just scores goals for fun and the best team that, honestly, whatever striker they had there would score goals. So, I mean, is it really that big of an accomplishment? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Right. Is it that big of an accomplishment to break the all-time goal-scoring record in the Premier League in a single season? Anyway, Julian Alvarez, though, another young striker for Manchester City, showing out. Bits. What a player.
Good goal. I mean, really took his goal well. Started that team off well. Started the game well. They really needed to get on the front foot because, as we've seen so far this season, Fulham can be very competitive with good, solid teams.
Yeah.
Not necessarily City, as we saw, but if they got into trouble early, it could have been a little rough for them.
Especially Fulham with that Tim Ream, Anthony Robinson at the back. They're a pretty tough team to break down.
Welcome back, Tim.
Yeah. Tim with the goal.
We see him get that way.
He's got their one goal for Fulham, so I guess some sort of positive.
If anybody's going to get a goal against them, I hope it's, a yank through and through. So I love
cool.
it.
They made it 1-1 at that point, but after that, it was City all the way. Phil Foden getting an assist again to Nathan Ake. A goal that was controversial. Some saying offside. We're seeing different things. We're hearing different things.
You see, here's the thing. I believe that it should have been called off. But as we saw last year against United,
there's some
gray area in this thing, and that's their get back. That's their one get back.
We'll say that's our get back.
They had
against Fulham. That was our
they
get back.
had a real rough time with accepting that Rashford decision.
I don't think that has
I think opposing fans would have a hard time accepting this one as well. So this is their get back. This is their 1-1. Now we don't want to hear them
against Fulham when we already battered them 5-1
about something else.
Right.
At that point, it was important.
Okay, Haaland hat trick. That's what's important here today. Haaland, inevitable. Is it another goal scoring record? Not goal scoring record. I'm not gonna say he's gonna break his own record. Could we see another golden boot though in the Premier League? Is that what we're predicting?
I mean, honestly, probably just because his number one main competition,
if not him, then
is
who?
gone.
If not him, then who?
That's
if not
the
him,
thing.
Oh, the Harry Kane to Bayern.
Like,
if not him, then who?
That maybe, as somebody that we'll talk about a little later, Son could potentially.
If he turns up,
he had a co-boot a couple years ago. Did well. We could see if he really gets back into it, but. That's another topic for another discussion.
Yeah. Manchester City 5-1 over Fulham. Absolutely what we love to see. Expected. But what a result. Erling Haaland.
Honestly, you guys know how I feel already. I mean, we're getting into it every single week. It's a flip of the coin. How are we going to feel? How is Trevin's week going to go? And guess what? This week, it ain't going too well.
No.
I cannot believe that we started the weekend in America for us. I mean, it was Sunday, but we had that extra Labor Day, so that's why you're getting this on Tuesday. Shout out. But Sunday, keeping the weekend going, I was hoping, let's have a good day. We didn't.
Nope.
For the first, 92 minutes, pretty good.
Mikel Arteta.
Couple, people are... let's start from the beginning. Before we get ahead of ourselves. But here's the thing. At the beginning, I don't love the Antony selection. I wanted to see Sancho, but we got a little bit of reasoning why it was Antony on that side later in the game.
More and more United winger drama.
I mean, it's just, But we're going back to the game. Antony starts. He didn't do horribly. He did well. He had a couple of chances, and then also held a couple of, runs that they tried to make back. They held them in good positions. Did okay. But the rest of the team was pretty much straightforward, kind of what we expect. I mean, when you have Martinez get hurt in the second half, and then you have Victor Lindelof come off being ill, and then you have, in the blink of an eye, Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire.
Let's not skip too far ahead. We're 1-1. Okay, let's go from 1-1. Decent first half.
We're 1-1. Fun, entertaining first half. Very back and forth. Rashford took his goal great. Arsenal had an okay goal. Yeah, whatever. But
Odegaard, very nice goal.
United, they were in the game playing well. Like, I really don't think that this was a bad performance by any stretch of the imagination. Like, obviously,
not until the last 15.
Obviously, we go on to lose, but for the first, especially 75 minutes, up until we had these big changes, we looked pretty good. We looked maybe not on the front foot because we're at the Emirates and we're, not expected to get the win, hopeful for a draw, be ecstatic with a win. It's that type of situation. So when you have that performance, it's not that bad. But at the very end,
Garnacho. We got to get the Garnacho.
Well, hang on. But at the very end, you see that slimmer of hope so quickly evade through your hands. Garnacho gets the ball played through. Just a peach of a pass from Casemiro. Goes through, scores a goal, slots it, 2-1.
Whoa.
Or so we thought.
Whoa, Trevin wakes me up from my nap. Tell me this.
I was excited. Obviously, my team just scored. And we thought it was it. But, the VAR, they said that it was offside, But
Gabriel with the...
we don't love the rules that they call. At this point in time, it was probably the correct decision. But I don't care. That gets called back. Offside, no goal. 1-1. On we go. And just moments later, disaster strikes. 2-1 Arsenal. Declan Rice. How he gets that amount of space, I don't know. How there's not a call just, 2 seconds prior on a grab for Evans trying to get in position, but, we don't get it, or we get all the calls, we do. So that's what everybody says. So,
and then we see
that
absolute
is
peach,
tough.
A peach goal.
It doesn't. That doesn't matter. The game was 2-1. The game was 2-1, and they got that last second winner. That 3-1 honestly doesn't even count in my mind.
Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire ended the game at the Emirates against Arsenal.
Not only
for Manchester United.
Let me rephrase that. Not only did they end the game, they didn't come on for 5 minutes for an appearance or two. They finished the game the last 20 minutes together. That cannot happen. Obviously, we're dealing with injuries. I don't care. Get him out of the club. He's not good enough. I mean, it wasn't all his fault. Let's be honest here. He doesn't deserve all the hate that he's getting. Although he does not play well enough to be in this team. So he shouldn't be there. Evans shouldn't be there. It was like a charity giving him the contract. Maybe I get it in some ways, in some games, a cup game here or there, you get 25 minutes. But against Arsenal in the Premier League, last 25 minutes, it's tough. You can't have it. It wasn't a horrible game, but we still take that out.
Another big game this week, Brighton-Newcastle. Newcastle, disappointing yet again. We're expecting more. I expected more. I expected much more. Brighton is a good team, though. Brighton's a very good team.
They are.
I expect more again from Newcastle, though. Brighton, no. Positives. The biggest positive, Evan Ferguson. By a mile. This kid is special. 18 years of age and like 300 days. People like to throw that in there. Almost 19. He's getting there. But 18 years of age. This kid is scoring that beautiful hat trick. All those goals were nice.
I mean, it was honestly a wonderful performance from that whole Brighton team. You have to go into that hoping and, relying on your technique and your training to get this result against a really good Newcastle team.
Very good.
So we expect.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really showed it that much this year.
Not yet, hopefully. Not yet.
Brighton, however, they have shown this year and last year, obviously, that they are a force to be reckoned with. And with Ansu Fati sitting in the stands, you need to impress the guy.
He's waiting.
He chose you over some big teams, some big names, because he knew he was getting this guaranteed game time from De Zerbi. And we will see him in this team, and it's going to be lights
fun.
out.
It's going to be fun. Another big game. Tottenham, Burnley. Burnley disappointing me. I'm not going to lie to you. I want more from Vincent Kompany's Burnley. They've lost every single game so far in the Prem.
I wasn't going to say it.
We're only 3 games in, which isn't terrible. They've played Man City, they've played Tottenham, and I don't know who else. But, those 2 tough games right there. So I can kind of see it, but you expect more. Tottenham, though, flying under Postecoglou. Flying. Absolutely, they're singing, "We got our Tottenham back." They're loving the football. Heung-min Son, loving the football.
It's great to see, honestly. I mean,
it's a nostalgic one for fans. Everybody loves Heung-min Son.
Everybody does like Heung-min Son, for the exception of some United fans. I'm not going to include myself, but I do understand where they're coming from. They think he's a little bit whiny, but this guy is the truth on that Tottenham team. He is fantastic. He's exactly what they need now that Harry Kane is gone.
They're in a system now with Heung-min Son as the guy. They don't have a striker to rely on. Richarlison, buns, absolute buns.
Not up to snuff.
Heung-min Son, he can play striker. It's not where he wants to be, though. It's a little bit like the Rashford situation. Yeah. He wants to be on the left. He can do it, but he doesn't. It's not his best position. Put him on the left, have a nice center forward for him to play off of.
Find those spaces.
He's going to score goals. Heung-min Son's finding goals. He's scoring, flying this season. So, exciting for Tottenham fans. We're only going to talk about it because we have to. One good little game for you Liverpool fans. 3-0 over Villa. Villa, good side. Another side we're expecting more from this year. But Liverpool, Szoboszlai, good goal, good performance.
Yeah, pretty good shot from him. I mean, it's not going to be an every day that he scores a goal like that, but that one was a pretty peach of a goal for them.
Yeah, good 3-0 win for them. Now, to the biggest news. Not really, because they're friendlies against some nations that I really don't remember the names of. Anyway, USND plays. Big news. They got a pretty good roster, too.
Honestly, some good call-ups. I agree. They're going to be a pretty good test of how this team can go into the winter and, really perform in some of these friendlies and a couple more important games coming up. So
hopefully they find some cohesiveness together.
Yeah.
A lot of these players have played together before, but there are some new ones, new additions too. Tyler Adams is still yet to come back. He's training a little bit. We've seen with Bournemouth. More to be seen from him though, and from Bournemouth. But USND, it's looking bright. We're coming together. Hopefully Gio Reyna gets back in the system soon. Greg Berhalter needs to sort that out ASAP, how he hasn't talked to him already, how he hasn't addressed that whole situation and at least try to make it better. And he's publicly saying that he hasn't addressed it with him. It's like, I expect more from the head coach. As we have been saying throughout Greg Berhalter's head coaching. Yeah, exactly.
That's all we got. You know how it is. Come back for the USND results, everything to talk about.
Internationals.
We'll be here.
Come on, USND.